Okay, hi there. This is a CPE writing assignment. Read the two texts below. Write an essay summarising and evaluating the key points from both texts. Use your own words throughout as far as possible, and include your own ideas in your answers. Write your answer in 240 to 280 words. So here are the two texts. A world without risk. Compared to what it used to be, the world has become a relatively safe place. Life is no longer a dangerous adventure. Instead, it is dull, dull, dull. Now that so many of us no longer face real danger, we pretend it's there. We get our thrills from imagining the world is more dangerous than it is. Newspapers and news bulletins contribute to this, giving people the impression that even as they huddle in their armchairs, they're really up against raw and frightful threats. Taking risks. We hear stories over and over again about the people who reach the ends of their lives and regret the fact that they never took any risks, that they never challenged life and stepped out and tried something that was beyond their current existence. If people take care of every possible outcome of risk before they're willing to take it, they turn into a calculated venture and try to control it, losing most of the potential benefit of taking the risk. Risk can make us more mature, wiser, and stronger. Write your essay. This essay was written by Roland Simon. The prevalence of peril spanned through every period of human history until today. Safety and convenience have always been the elements which human beings longed for. However, nowadays, many of us know about the tediousness of our lives. The author of the first text evaluates our community in the light of this matter. Our risk avoidance attitudes are often lambasted by experts and laymen. So there's nothing wrong here. Add the word alike. Very often by experts and laymen alike. It just collocates quite nicely. Our lives bear no resemblance to our ancestors' ones. It sounds better, let's see, those of our ancestors in a bygone age. So I'll lose the apostrophe as well. If our troglodyte, because this is a noun collocation and therefore you can't make this part plural. If our troglodyte forefathers had not taken certain degrees of risks, I think better make it uncountable, a certain degree of risk, they would not have been able to feed their families during the prehistoric time. So the prehistoric time, during the prehistoric era might sound better. While the lurking predators heighten tribal hunters' senses, while general lurking predators heighten tribal hunter senses, an artificial environment makes people blunt. Wild animals can feel an imminent natural disaster way before it comes about, to occur, to happen. Lethal diseases, gruesome wars. So, lethal diseases, not a comma, but and gruesome wars were the hallmark of the murky medieval epoch. An ordinary peasant from the past would have swapped places with people who live today. We abolished slavery, eased the shackles of poverty worldwide. Okay, and make. So you've got an ED and a present, and made most illnesses tractable. That's very good. As we reached the much sought after condition, our society has become quite a boring place. Apparently, that is the real reason behind horror movies, online games, and the newest craze of escape rooms. So, that is the reason behind you. So, you need this you need this earlier in your sentence because it doesn't read well otherwise. Behind the incredible popularity of horror movies, online games, and the newest craze of escape rooms generally. The phenomenon of escapism encompasses a number of different forms. We can feel under the illusion of being in hazard. Of being in hazard, of being in a hazardous situation. Okay, the phenomenon of escapism encompasses a number of different forms. We can feel under the illusion of being in a hazardous situation. Okay, I don't like this comma because it's joining two different sentences. The way to do it is to put a semicolon. Yeah? And that's the nice way of doing it. Okay, you can't join two sentences with a comma. Either put a full stop or put a semicolon. Not only does this experience provide thrilling adventure for us, but it also stimulates as opposed to our undiscovered parts of our brains. Okay, the second writer of the passage. So this is the second writer of the first passage. Yeah, the second writer of the passage. This implies there's only one passage. The writer of the second passage raises the issue of people's repentance. The issue of people repenting, not having taken risks, not having taken risks. The vast majority of people who miss something so important, such as accepting a challenge during their heyday. The master engineer, okay. Something, I think I'm going to change this, really important, such as accepting a challenge during their heyday, no comma, or actually comma, will regret it in their last moments on their deathbed, on their very deathbed. No, just adding a bit of colour to it. Nowadays, they want to control every single aspect of their lives. Everyone wants to live in a perfect society, but some dystopian novels sent, I think just generally send, warning signs, you know, maybe warning signals. Which character's destiny were send warning signs. Okay. Send warning signs telling us of characters whose destiny was predetermined from their cradle, better just from the cradle to the grave. Seldom do people wish to live to leave their comfort zones behind. Take some daredevil Brazilian priests, for example, who serve on the street, maybe on the streets of Sao Paulo. Although some districts are fraught with danger, this fact does not discourage these good Samaritans who are trying to put drug addicts on the right path. Back on the right path sounds better, it's clearer. By the same token, others embark on a perilous journey or take up extreme sports to experience that adrenaline rush. You should bear in mind that every phrase contains a grain of truth, one grain of truth. Palm trees grow under pressure. In conclusion, I feel that taking some kind of risk is necessary. If we did not accept challenge, find uncountable, we would never discover anything new. This experience plays an indispensable role in our personal and social development. Okay, so, good essay. Let's see. Does it answer the question? It answers the question very nicely. 4.5 out of 5. How easily does it read? It reads quite well. Although some of the A's, ands, these and ours make it a little bit harder, but how well does it read? I think 4 out of 5. Okay, interest of grammatical phrases used. Okay, there are definitely a couple of inversions there. I'd like to see if you could work in a subjunctive as well. It is important that you be here. It is essential that this be done. Lest this be forgotten, something like that. Okay, selection of grammar, I think probably 4, yeah? The vocabulary, as always, is really good. Hallmark, murky, epoch, tractable. It's full of good and interesting words. 4.5. And then overall grammatical correctness. Yes, there are quite a few little bits here and there. I think probably, although it's probably better, a lot of problems with a, an and the. I think maybe 3.3 out of 5. 3.25 if you like. So let's see. I'm going to give this, I think, probably 7.75, 8 out of 10 at CPE, which is this essay itself, I'm sure, will make a B minus, maybe B plus, maybe an A minus. It's certainly a good essay. So well done, and thank you very much.